Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and we now have MoneyGram's third quarter earning results. It actually came, I started seeing it in the evening yesterday, this report, and it was after I'd already finished recording my videos for the day, so I was already done, but I was already immediately looking forward to getting to a point today where I could cover this here because it's exciting news. Now, admittedly, the results, by and large, just in terms of MoneyGram performance, disappointing, but it's not because of Ripple and XRP. In fact, that's like the silver lining, is that they're doing something better. Like that's the bright spot of the report, and I'll get into the specifics on that. So that's almost the entirety of what I'm going to be discussing in this particular video. But before we get going here, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you're a fan of Ripple and XRP and you appreciate the real world adoption of XRP via MoneyGram utilization of RippleNet on-demand liquidity using XRP as a bridge currency, if you like that, you know what, you should go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. I think you and I are going to get along just swell. Get it? Swell? Okay. So I got this tweet from Tweedsley. Tagged me and fellow XRP YouTuber, the Digital Asset Investor. MoneyGram 3Q earnings snapshot. Now this part's brief, so I'm going to run through this part real quick, and then we're going to get into the Ripple and XRP specifics here. So, MoneyGram International, MGI, on Thursday reported a loss of $7.7 million in its third quarter. On a per-share basis, the Dallas-based company said it had had a loss of 10 cents. Losses adjusted for non-recurring costs and stock option expense came to 3 cents per share. The results missed Wall Street expectations. The average estimate of 4 analysts surveyed by Zacks Investment Research was for earnings of 4 cents per share. The money transfer company posted revenue of $324.6 million in the period, which also did not meet street forecasts. 3 analysts surveyed by Zacks expected $329 million. For the current quarter ending in December, MoneyGram said it expects revenue in the range of $330 million. The company's shares closed at $3.96 a year ago. They were trading at $4.24. And so take a look at this. So here's what happened in terms of the stock price of MoneyGram. Look, I'm going to tell you. You say what you will about the price action, especially over the last 24 hours, because here's what happened. The market opened at 9:30 a.m. and the price was, this looks like $3.51. And you can see here, if you're looking at the screen, you don't have to if you're driving, don't worry about it, but it jumped down to about $3.09 in very short order. It looks like a matter of minutes. I don't know if this is... What's the scale here? I don't know if it's 5 minutes or something like that. So that's a pretty notable decrease from $3.51 to $3.09. But then it quickly rebounded up to $3.48, and the market did what it did. Looks like there's some consolidation ongoing right now. And when I would first look at the market price earlier today, it was at $3.23, and it's now at $3.38. Now, here's what I want to say in terms of the stock price of MoneyGram International. Before the announcement that MoneyGram had partnered with Ripple, in the days prior to that, the low point that I can recall off the top of my head in terms of price for the stock was $1.39. It ramped up because of MoneyGram's partnership with Ripple and the whole promise of the utilization of XRP to bring costs down and improve their bottom line, right? And that's what did it. And so the fact that we're even talking about a $3 and something cents MoneyGram stock, it's because of this partnership. So you can say what you will, because I think I can go back a little bit, maybe over the last month or so. I think it did get over. We didn't get over $6. Am I mistaken? Maybe there's 4.5. Here we go. Yeah, so I was right. So this is on September 11th. Yeah, it did get up to $6.11. That's the highest point I can find right now. So you can say what you will again, but markets ramp up and then they correct, and we know this very well because of crypto, do we not? We know all about market corrections because they happen like a super fast timeline. The world of crypto moves faster. This entire asset class moves faster than other markets. I'll just say that because there's such a crazy frenzy around all of this. So Look, I'm certainly not. I don't hold individual stocks. I'm all about index funds outside of crypto anyway. Just because of the historically long term, it makes a lot of sense. Historically, very secure. Even though there's going to be market crashes, but if you just hold over a long period of time, it just makes a ton of sense because you're basically betting on the economy of the United States if you're investing in like the S&P 500, right? That's pretty much it. But so I'm not buying individual stocks. When it comes to crypto, that's where if I'm going to have a little fun investing in something, I'm just going to throw it in XRP. That's what I do personally, and not financial advice. That's just what I choose to do here. So consider this though, in terms of where this is going to go, how this is all going to shake out for MoneyGram. Take a look at this. So I actually got a couple good links. So I want to give a couple shout outs here to Frecky and to XRP Crypto Wolf. They both sent out different links. And I can't run through everything that everybody sent me, but I really appreciate it. So shout out to you, XRP Crypto Wolf. Shout out to Frecky. I want to pull up this. This is from the official the official report from MoneyGram. Ripple was cited a couple times, and it happens to be right here at the top here. And so I'm pulling up a tweet from Bank XRP, and let me just read this top part right here. Check this out. There's just 4 bullet points, and a couple of these include Ripple. Check it out. Business transformation continues to accelerate, demonstrated by both the expansion of digital capabilities to over 60 countries, including 25 countries with MoneyGram online capabilities. Total digital transactions represented 20% of money transfer transactions. Bullet point 2. Outside the U.S., money transfer transactions improved to a 7% year-over-year growth rate while returning to positive revenue growth. 60% of our total money transfer revenue now comes from business generated outside the United States. Point 3. First money transfer company to launch Visa Direct. 4. First money transfer company to utilize blockchain capabilities at scale through our Ripple strategic partnership. Now, I have more on this in just a moment, but it's fascinating to me, and you'll understand why I'm saying this is fascinating to me in just a moment, but they use the term at scale. Okay, first money transfer company to utilize blockchain capabilities at scale through our Ripple strategic partnership, and it makes me wonder how they're defining at scale. I'm gonna circle back around to that concept in just a moment. And check out this now. There's more on Ripple. Our third quarter results reflect the continued transformation of our business as we increasingly focus on customer experience improvements, cross-border digital growth, and industry-leading innovation through our strategic partnership with Ripple, said Alex Holmes, chairman and CEO of MoneyGram. He added, while the U.S. market, which continues to be our primary challenge, showed signs of improvement on a sequential basis, we are very pleased that our non-U.S. business achieved year-over-year growth for the quarter. Now consider this, and I'm about to show you more stuff directly relating to Ripple and XRP, but keep this in mind right before I show you this. And I covered this in a video, but not everybody's going to be aware of this. Not everybody watches every video that I put out. But Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, a few weeks back, received a phone call from MoneyGram CEO Alex Holmes saying, I'm sure it was quite cordial and polite, but essentially, Ripple, move faster. You're moving too slow for us. We want to roll out your technology because it's working so well. We want to roll it out in other corridors as quickly as possible. Very positive. Let me get into some more specifics here. I'm going to share this just a few tweets here first on this topic. From XRP community member Eric Dadoon, tweeted this out. Q3 MoneyGram report is out, and shocker, some are disappointed. Years of issues take more than 1 quarter to reverse. On-demand liquidity only used in 1 quarter, not at scale yet, which is funny in part. That's one of the reasons I cited that, because they just said it's at scale. MoneyGram just said that in that report. Goal was to prove XRP on-demand liquidity thesis plus its potential. Major impact will come at scale. MoneyGram CEO speaking at Swell by Ripple. And I have announced that in the past. MoneyGram CEO Alex Holmes will be at Swell November 7th and 8th. So look forward to see what they have to say. Hopefully some exciting announcements, but who knows? We'll see. A fellow XRP YouTuber Alex Cobb responded to that tweet. I thought MoneyGram was live in USD/MXN and USD/PHP, so that'd be to the Philippines there. Eric Dadoon wrote, possibly, PHP, not sure. Certainly not on the magnitude of MXN, at least. And as far as I know, I've never heard anything about them being live in Philippines, even after the report today, so the answer is no on that. Immensely early days in terms of number of corridors and duration of live use was my main point. And then he got a link to the third quarter report. Now check this out. You guys should definitely listen to this. This is the 32-second audio clip. I'm not going to play the clip here. But they're reviewing, this is the coverage, the actual coverage. It's a short clip of the MoneyGram third quarter earning results. And I got this from at Coining203. And so what the guy here is saying in this video, he's saying, so they're looking forward to rolling out additional corridors utilizing XRP and Ripple on RippleNet, right? Yeah, so on-demand liquidity. They also stated, so the corridor that they are, listen to this, the corridor that they did roll out from the U.S. to Mexico, they're only pushing, out of all their volume from the United States and Mexico, they're only pushing 10% of their volume through RippleNet, utilizing XRP. Only 10%. Now think about that. There's another story that I covered recently, some of you will be aware of, which showed, and I may be a little off on the numbers, forgive me, but and Brad Garlinghouse confirmed this, but the volume increase that we saw in Ripple, XRapid, now known as on-demand liquidity, that technology is enabled through Bitso. And Brad Garlinghouse acknowledged that the increased volume that we're seeing through Bitso, the Mexican exchange powered by on-demand liquidity, is indeed because of the MoneyGram transactions. If memory serves, and again, I apologize if I'm off, but I think the increase was somewhere in the neighborhood of 50%, 50%. That jump occurred with 10%, just 10% of MoneyGram's volume in just one corridor. One corridor. What do you think is going to happen as additional utility takes hold and people see this? I'm telling you, look, volume is going to matter, and that's why I keep saying that indirectly. It's not that. Look, and people, I think a lot of people have this backwards, and I cited this too. You know, the liquidity has to be there for people, for entities like MoneyGram to be able to use XRP as a bridge currency sufficiently. There has to be a proper blend of price and liquidity. But even so, once there's some sort of usage and people see this, I think that will spur a confidence in additional investors and existing investors. Maybe some will want to put more in. But think about that. Just 10% in one corridor, and they're so excited about it that they're calling up, the CEO of MoneyGram is calling up Brad Garlinghouse saying, move faster. We want your technology in more corridors. How bullish can you freaking be on this stuff? It's just amazing to me. And check out this. This is from Ripple Senior Vice President of Product. I got that right, didn't I? Yes, I got it. I finally remember. Senior Vice President of Product, Ashish Burla, one of the original Ripple employees, tweeted this out in case you missed it. In today's MoneyGram earnings call, CEO Alex Holmes announced plans to expand use of Ripple's on-demand liquidity to new corridors before end of year. Our partnership with Ripple, here's a quote, this is the quote from Alex Holmes, our partnership with Ripple will be a competitive differentiator in the months and years ahead. Could it not be more clear? This technology actually works. It's actually being adopted. Supply and demand. Look, you know how supply and demand works. I don't have to tell you. All these factors are going to come into play. And we're just maybe beginning to get out of a bear market as an asset class. And most people don't even know, even if you do know Bitcoin exists, you probably don't know XRP exists if you're just a everyday guy, you know, because only so many people are going to be fortunate enough to come across this in their lives and then research it and then actually understand how fundamentally important this is and the potential to be had with this brand new asset class. So that's how I feel about it. Take a look at this Twitter thread. I want to share with you some thoughts from a couple XRP community members. I really like the thoughts that both of these individuals put out. So take a look. We got tweets from All the Way 08 and Galgatron, who both of whom I seem to cite with a certain amount of regularity on the channel here. So All the Way 08 tweeted this out. So basically, a worst-case scenario here for MoneyGram LOL. They missed every metric this quarter, and they revised their guidance down. No way to really spin this positively other than we'll just have to keep waiting. Let's hear what they say on the actual call. And then Galgatron responded, considering they didn't have much Ripple net flow in Q3, I wasn't expecting too much. All the Way 08 responds. Oh, actually, I think that he just responded to Galgatron immediately, but the next tweet, and I meant to do this the right way. The second tweet that I'm about to read from All the Way 08, it's a continuation of the first one. So anyway, he wrote, so let's hear what they say on the actual call to Brad about Ripple not moving fast enough. MGI wants to get this thing going quicker in more quarters, probably because it isn't having the impact they were expecting yet. To me, this is concrete proof of how nascent this market is, and it's time to take the moon helmets off. Well, I mean, I personally don't think that there were real expectations of Q3 results, showing some dramatic impact to the bottom line because of XRP. They barely rolled it out to this point. Galvatron responded, I don't think Q3 promised anything, not sure what you expected. All the way wait responded, let me state it this way. As an MGI shareholder, I'm upset I was misled by the CFO. As an XRP holder, nothing changed. Galvatron responded, that's because you're confusing projections for promises. And All the Way Wait wrote, if you're talking about the big cost synergies, you have to hit your numbers if you want your shareholders to stay invested. And then Galvatron says, how far off are we talking? To which All the Way Wait responded, 10 million off on revenue for Q4. It's a pretty significant revision downward. The call was a good one, though. As a shareholder, I wish they had been a little more accurate. It's kind of hard when your business is changing so drastically, which they mentioned. And then Galvatron responded, I feel that's well within reasonable error, but that's just my personal tolerances. To which All the Way Wait responded, fair, it might vary by business as long as we are within 7 million on earning before interest and taxes for the year end, we'd say we got it. A $10 million revenue revision for the quarter seems kind of big to me. It might bother me more than others because of my background. I'm going to write something about it. So, I'll just say this, again, as far as it pertains to Ripple and XRP, this is something that could dramatically improve MoneyGram's position as corridors are rolled out. That's why they want Ripple to move faster, but there's only so much Ripple can do, because some of it comes down to the speed at which regulators in various countries, geographic locations are able and willing to work with Ripple. So this is all actually going to take a bit of time. But I'm really more so excited to see the Q4 report and hear that earnings call, just me personally. All right, next, there's this tweet. This is unrelated. Mr. B XRP tweeted this out. If you could ask anyone at Swell any question, who would it be and what would you ask? And so I responded with my jackass answer. I responded, when Moon, when Lambo. That's what I'd ask, right? Not actually. I did have a legitimate question, but I responded to Mr. B XRP, and he wrote back, though, I expected that from you. It's time Michelle, that's Moonbay, takes over your channel. And then I responded, I think that's something everyone agrees on, right? So more Moonbay, less Moon Lambo. I get it. Yeah. Here's what I would actually want to ask. Tell me how you guys feel about this. This is just the first serious one that popped in my head. All right? And so here's what I wrote to Mr. B. I'd like a direct answer from a Ripple employee as to why it makes sense for people to invest in XRP given that almost 0% of its utility today is consumer-facing. I have my own answer for this, but would really love to hear someone from Ripple respond. I've seen some Ripple employees asked this question in the past, including Brad Garlinghouse, and essentially they tend to respond with, we're not saying people should or shouldn't invest in XRP. But I personally would value a more direct answer than that, given speculators provide on-demand liquidity for RippleNet. And I'm happy to give you my answer. I just want a more in-depth, insightful answer to this question, which, look, I've been in the space almost 2 years now. I haven't ever gotten that. So to me, and this is not me dissing on Ripple or anything like that. I appreciate it. I'm just saying, from a curiosity perspective, I would like to know. My answer is pretty clear. My answer is the reason for me, and none of this is financial advice, but the reason I believe it makes sense, at least for me, to invest in XRP is because businesses need it to utilize their business models. To change the way in which money moves around the world, utilizing XRP as a bridge currency, you have to use a decentralized cryptocurrency, and you have to have a centralized company, because there are no decentralized companies, that's not even a thing, but you have to have a company actually build out corridors to make it possible for that decentralized digital asset to be used. It all comes down to trust. Trust is the reason there is an issue as it pertains to moving money around the world. This dramatically reduces the problem. Dramatically. It can essentially eliminate it, right? And so given that businesses need to use it, there's a finite supply, supply and demand, it does what it does, and to me it makes all the sense in the world. If there were an answer along those lines, that would make a lot of sense. But outside of that, it's just like Ripple doesn't want to be seen as suggesting that people should invest in it. I think that's why they steer clear of it. So I cut them slack on it, but still I would appreciate an answer. And if they're not going to provide it, okay, fair enough, I get it. I can appreciate their position. But That's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!